Hey y'all, I'm Hanny XOXO and welcome to or back to my channel. I run a small crochet business called XOXO Crochet Plus Whimsy where I sell mostly crocheted plushies, all handmade by moi at in-person markets. I also try to post everything that I make on social media such as Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Lemon8, you name it, and I'll have all of those linked down below as well as any other links or patterns that I mention in today's video. Today is Tuesday, November the 4th, and the goal for this week is to just crochet as much as humanly possible, as much as I can. I have a yarn order that is out for delivery today, and I have been working really hard trying to get as much done as I can with the yarn that I already have before this yarn order gets here. The yarn should be here literally like any minute now, and I want to do a little mini yarn haul with y'all when it comes, just to show y'all my reaction, first impressions of the yarn, especially of the new colors that I got, like the seaweed salad and the almond butter. I'm really excited to check those out. But in the meantime, while we wait, I want to show y'all what I have been working on while I've been waiting for this yarn to come. So let's get right into it. Alright, these first plushies that I have to show to y'all, I actually already told y'all that I crocheted them in last week's vlog, but I didn't show them to y'all. So now I finally want to show y'all the 5 mini sea turtles that I crocheted. Here is what one of these little guys looks like up close. And if you're curious about the yarn, you won't be surprised that I do use Parfait Chunky on these guys. I use the color Mustard for the shells, and I use the color Mint for the bodies. I just think that this color combo looks the cutest for these little sea turtles. I do like to keep all of my mini sea creatures a uniform size, whether it's a whale, one of these little turtles, a shark, an octopus, no matter what it is. So for all of those minis, I do use a 4.5mm hook, no matter what the pattern calls for. These guys were no exception. I did use a 4.5mm hook on them, and as I already said, Parfait Chunky yarn, which is what I also use for all of my other sea creature minis. As for the eyes, I usually do use 10mm eyes, again, on all of my mini sea creatures, but I don't know if I ran out of 10mm eyes or if I just can't find the box of them, because I swear I have a whole box of them, but maybe it's just in my car or something, I don't know. But I did have a full box of 9mm eyes, so that is what I used on these guys, and I think that the difference between the 9mm and 10mm eyes is so small that you can't even tell a difference. I think these guys are so cute. And I also do get all of my safety eyes on Amazon. I'll link them down below for y'all. I'll link both these ones, the 9mm ones, and the 10mm ones that I usually use, in case y'all do want to use the same safety eyes that I use. The pattern that I use for these little guys is by Toys Molina, and I highly recommend this pattern. I've been making these little turtles since my very first market, and they almost always completely sell out or get super close to selling out. They're also super quick and easy to make. I will say, if y'all do want yours to look identical to mine, I do make only one very slight modification to these guys, and that's that instead of crocheting the head shut before crocheting it onto the shell, I just crochet it directly onto the shell and shut it along the way, if that makes sense. I just think that it helps to stabilize the head so that it's not as floppy. When I did it the other way, the heads were a little bit more floppy. Again, that's just a personal preference. Nothing wrong with the pattern at all, just how I prefer it. So if you do want yours to be identical to how mine are, that is the only thing that I differ from the pattern. So I just love these little guys, and again, highly recommend making some baby sea turtles for your markets if you aren't already. The next plushie that I have to show you is actually another one that I talked about in last week's video, and I actually also showed the little whip that I had going on, but I did finally complete it, and I think it's absolutely adorable, and I'm so excited to show y'all right now. It is this cutie little gray penguin wearing a pink little beanie and a scarf, and isn't he just so adorable? I love him so much. All of the yarn that I used to make this little cutie, including the accessories, is Parfait Chunky yarn, except for the little tiny bits of cheek embroidery, which you can't even see. You have to pull the scarf down. For the cheeks, I used the Juicy Couture Luxe Velour Sparkle in the color Soft Glow. And this is the color that I use pretty much exclusively for all of the cheek embroidery on all of my different plushies. And I know I have to talk about it every single time I bring up the Juicy Couture yarn, but it is discontinued because it was exclusive to Joann, and now that Joann is out of business, nobody is selling the Juicy Couture yarn, and I don't know about like the situation surrounding it, like if somebody could still purchase exclusivity rights to that yarn or any kind of rights to sell that yarn, kind of like how Michaels did with the Big Twist yarn, except like without the whole rebrand of it all. But I also don't know, like maybe Juicy is just over it and they're like, we don't want to produce this yarn anymore, which is also understandable. But all I know is that the only place I've seen it listed is on eBay or Etsy, and it's just people like reselling their current stashes that they have, but I haven't seen any like actual places selling the yarn. Anyway, sorry about the Juicy Couture tangent. I just always have to mention it just in case somebody is watching this video who does have some insider info. You never know, y'all. You never know. But that is why I use this yarn pretty much exclusively just for embroidery purposes as well, because especially of this soft glow color, I do only have one skein left, and so I do only want to use it for special purposes, and it does work perfect as a cheek embroidery color because the sparkles in it make it so cute. And it's also a size 5 bulky yarn, so it's a little bit lighter of a weight compared to the Parfait Chunky, so I just feel like it's the perfect embroidery yarn. As for the rest of this little penguin, again, I did use Parfait Chunky, so his front belly and body area is just white, and then his back and his wings are seal. His little tiny feet and beak are mustard. And as for the hat and the scarf, the darker pink color that I used is hibiscus, and this lighter pink color that I used is pink lemonade. And again, I mentioned it in my little yarn shopping video, but this is one of my absolute favorite Parfait Chunky color combos. I just think that the hibiscus and the pink lemonade colors go so perfectly together. I also used a 4mm hook to crochet a penguin, and I used a little bit bigger of a hook to make the accessories. I think it was either a 5 or 6mm. I used whatever it was that was specified in the pattern. The eyes that I used for this guy are 12mm glitter moon eyes. Ugh, I'm not sure if you can see them very well. My lighting is so bad. I'm so sorry. but hopefully I can take a better picture of him in better lighting to maybe I'll put it up right here so you can really see the eyes better. But I did use the hot pink color so that they can match the hat. And I also get these eyes on Amazon. They're so easy to use. You literally just put like a little colorful glittery disc behind the eyeball to switch out like what color you want the eye to be. So, it's for us girlies who don't have the time on our hands or the physical space in our houses to be painting our own eyes. These ones work super well. So again, I'll have those linked down below too. The pattern that I used to make this little guy is by Easy Crochet Plushies, and I 1000% recommend this pattern. I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but I have made the other two variations of penguins that are offered in this pattern. One of them is just a plain blue one, the other one is black with a little red sweater on, and I've never made this one before, so I was so happy to finally get to crochet the little penguin that has the hat and the scarf, and I really do feel like this one might be my favorite out of the three. It's so adorable. I did follow this pattern to a T using the 4mm hook size that it listed in the pattern, but in the future I think I might try to size up my hook to either a 4.5mm or a 5mm. It's hard because I don't want to size up too much to where the pieces start looking a little too sloppy or having holes, but at the same time, I feel like this guy is just so tiny, and it would be nice to have a little bit of a bigger penguin so that I could get a little bit more profit out of him by putting a little bit higher of a price point on him. But overall, I still think that he is so adorable. It also is interesting because, as I mentioned, I have made this pattern in the past. The first time I ever made one of these penguins was for my first market, which was all the way back in March. And I can't remember if I did use a 4mm hook when I made that one as well, or if I did size up and use a 4.5mm hook. But I do feel like that penguin did come out quite a bit bigger than this little penguin did. I will put up maybe like a photo comparison of the two if I can get one together so that y'all can see the size difference and so that I can see the size difference as well, because maybe I'm tripping. Maybe there is no problem, but I feel like that guy was bigger. But I also did make that blue penguin all the way back in March, which was like 8 months ago, which was when I first started doing markets. So it has been a long time since then. My crochet techniques and everything, I feel like, have changed since then as well. For example, I feel like my tension has gotten a lot tighter since I first started doing amigurumi. I also used to only yarn over, and now I pretty much only ever yarn under just because I prefer the look of it. But I know that those two things combined, both using yarn under and having a tighter tension, can totally contribute to having tinier plushies. So maybe that's what's going on here. But the point being is that I feel like that penguin was a little bit bigger than this penguin. I did try to put that penguin at a price point of either $12 or $13, I think. And he only ended up actually selling for like $8 or $10, which is partially my fault because I did not have a backbone back then. I was giving anyone who asked for a discount, and literally everyone was asking for discounts. So I was giving them all discounts, which, by the way, I do talk about that mistake and all the other mistakes that I made at my first market in my first retro market recap video that I posted. And that is also actually the same market that I'm gonna be doing this time, this month's market, except it's obviously the winter version of it. That one was in April, I believe, so that was the spring version of the market. This time it's the winter version, but of that same market. So that's also why I'm just concerned about the price points, because I feel like I put more than $10 worth of work into this guy. I feel like, I don't know, I could charge honestly like 15 for him between the color changes, and he has accessories as well. My penguin in the past didn't have accessories, but the problem is I don't think anyone would pay that price point for him. For reference, I charged $10 for my loaf kittens, and I feel like my loaf kittens are either the same size as this guy or possibly even a little bit bigger, and nobody was willing to pay $10 for a loaf cat at this market the last time. So I don't know what'll happen. We'll see. I am gonna have to really think on it and really feel in my heart what price point this guy should have, because I don't want to undersell myself, but I would also love for him to find a sweet little home to go home to. I actually have also made a larger version of this penguin before using the same exact pattern and everything. I just sized up my yarn and my hook. So instead of using Premier Parfait Chunky, I used Premier Basics Chenille Brights, and I used a 6.5mm crochet hook instead of a 4mm crochet hook. And that was when I made the sweater variation of penguin, and he definitely did turn out much larger, which is obviously to be expected. If I can find a photo of him, I'll pop him up on the screen right here so y'all can see what he looked like. But he was super, super cute. I put a $15 price point on him. I took him to 3 different markets with me, and he did not sell. I'm hoping that it's just because those markets were in April, June, and July, and I can totally understand why a penguin wearing a sweater probably wouldn't be the most popular of plushies in the spring and summertime. And I actually ended up giving that penguin away because one of our friends helped us at our July market, and whenever our friends come to help us at our markets, I do like to compensate them in some sort of way. And usually that way is through plushies. And throughout the entire 2-day market that we had in July, my friend kept eyeballing the penguin, and he was even like, I think I might buy that penguin if it's still left over by the end of the market. So that's when I knew the penguin, I'm sure it'll still be left over. Nobody's wanting to buy a penguin in a sweater in July. And so after the market, of course, it was still left over. So I gifted that to him as his little thank you for helping me with my market gift. So thankfully, that penguin found a good home. But I do wonder if a penguin like that would sell for $15 in the winter time. Something to think about. But for this little guy, I did want to follow the pattern exactly to a T, using the same crochet hooks, same type of yarn and everything, since it had been a while since I made these penguins, and my crocheting again just has changed a lot. So I wanted to see how one of these would work up by following the pattern exactly as it's written. I actually also did learn a new technique while making this penguin, because believe it or not, I had never crocheted a chain using alternating yarn colors before. And for this pattern to make the scarf, that's literally what this scarf is a chain with alternating yarn colors. And y'all, I am not kidding. Like, I don't know what is wrong with me, what's wrong with my brain, but it literally took me like 30 minutes of looking at the pattern, then trying to crochet the chain, and getting lost and not understanding, having to go back to the pattern, having to try again, getting lost. I don't know how, whatever, I was not able to comprehend any of the words, photos, nothing in the pattern that had to do with this scarf. But I was so freaking lost, y'all. It was kind of crazy. And then I finally was like, I need to turn on my critical thinking skills and search up a YouTube video, hello, for how to crochet a chain using alternating colors. And once I did that, I was like, why didn't I literally do this 30 minutes ago? I immediately saw exactly what I kept doing wrong and immediately understood how to do it. It's actually really, really simple. But I don't know, that was just kind of a funny little learning experience. But I am really happy that I did go through that because I do love learning new things in general, but especially when it comes to crochet, because especially when you've been crocheting for a while, it can get a little bit boring doing the same stitches over and over and over again. So it was really fun getting to learn a new skill, and now I will never forget how to crochet a chain using alternating colors. I also just wanted to mention that all of these pieces are actually removable as well, so I feel like this pattern could be so cute at like a winter market if you wanted to do a dress up your own penguin type of thing and have a bunch of different penguins with a bunch of different body colors and then a bunch of different accessories like different colored hats and scarves, or if you can think of any other accessories that you could dress these guys up with and have a little like build your own penguin bar type of thing. I would love to do that. Unfortunately, the setup of my markets isn't really in a way that I could do something like that, but for any of y'all who do have like table space where you can set up like a little build your own station, I feel like that would be such a cute idea. In the pattern, it does say to glue down the hat and everything, but honestly, for me, if the hat like isn't going to come off on its own easily, then I don't feel a need to secure it down because it stays on really well and it's just cute. You can take it off. And then again, of course, same with the scarf. I just knotted it there, but it's easily removable. So I don't know. I just thought that I should mention that because I thought that would be a really cute idea. And if I had the space available to do that at my market, I would totally do that. The next and final items that I've been able to crochet this week are axolotls! And so far, I have made 3 pink ones and 1 blue one. I'm definitely planning on crocheting another blue one. For these little guys, I did use a 4.5mm crochet hook and I used 9mm safety eyes for their eyes. For these guys, I do also usually use 10mm eyes, but again, since I couldn't find them, I opted for the 9mm, and I think they look so cute. And here is what the pink axolotl looks like up close. I again used Parfait Chunky in Pink Lemonade for the body and in Hibiscus for the gills and the fins. Again, one of my absolute favorite Parfait Chunky color combos. And I actually was planning on making all 5 of my axolotls in this pink color because this is what I've always brought with me in the past and what's always sold out. But I have recently discovered another Parfait Chunky color combo that I absolutely love, and that is the Sea Glass and Lagoon, which is what I used to make this little axolotl. And I discovered this color combo when I was making a little blue bird as a birthday gift for my mom. And I thought that these colors just went so well together. And I'd been wanting to use these colors on another project. And I was honestly getting a little bit bored of crocheting the pink axolotls over and over and over, and I also didn't realize that I did not have as much pink lemonade as I thought I had, or I guess I was just underestimating how much yarn making axolotls actually requires because I didn't add any more of the pink lemonade color to my yarn order. And I'm definitely running out of it, so I was like, I gotta switch up the colors. And again, I just love the Sea Glass Lagoon color combo. I've been wanting to use it for more plushies, and I thought an axolotl would be so cute in those colors. And I think that it is absolutely perfect. I love these colors together, and look at how freaking cute he is. I again used sea glass for his body and lagoon for his fins, his gills, all of that good stuff. This pattern is by Crochet Grove and I absolutely recommend it. Again, the pink axolotls that I've made using this pattern have sold out at every single one of my markets that I brought them to. I will say the first time I ever made one of these axolotls using this pattern, I was a little bit confused by it. That was, however, all the way again back in March, which again was when I started doing markets, which was also when I started crocheting plushies full time. So I'm guessing that it was definitely just like a me problem that I was struggling with the pattern, and definitely not an issue with the pattern at all. But I was having to modify it a bit back then just to make it a bit easier for me to crochet these guys. But again, since this week I've been all about just like trying to crochet patterns with the original pattern without my little modifications that I make, I crocheted these ones following the pattern to the T, and I had no issues with it at all. I don't know what problems I was having with it before, but it was fine now. But I just thought I should mention that in case you are a beginner crocheter, or if you're like me and you've been crocheting wearables and flat pieces for over a decade, but you're a newbie when it comes to amigurumi. This pattern might be a little bit tricky to follow. Again, I'm not sure if it'll be tricky for like all newbies or if it was just a me problem, but I just want y'all to know if you find this pattern tricky at all, you're not alone. But again, practice makes perfect, because I am happy to say that after 8 months of full-time plushie making, this pattern is so simple and quick and easy for me to follow now. I have no problems with it at all. It's so fun to make. And this pattern is actually a 3-in-1 pattern, so it doesn't just come with the axolotl pattern, it also comes with a pattern to make a mini heart and a little mini cute little boba milk tea. It's so adorable. I have actually never made either of these two patterns before, just because I haven't really, I guess, found a reason to make them. I honestly only got this pattern for the axolotl, but now that I am starting to make keychains, I feel like these two patterns would be absolutely adorable to go on the kinds of keychains that I'm wanting to make. So I am hoping to try out the little heart and the little boba milk tea pattern soon. And of course, I'll let y'all know what I think about them and how it goes. So those are all of the plushies that I've managed to crochet so far this week before my yarn order comes. I also wanted to show y'all how I've been keeping track of what I've been making using my board. As I told y'all, I would talk y'all about this before. And we're not going to pay attention to this top part right now simply because I have not updated it yet, but that's what will be to come for my market prep for the next 2 weeks. But all I've been working on so far is my market prep for before my yarn order comes. But I wrote down everything that I wanted to make and then did the little check boxes so that I can check it off as I make everything. So as y'all can see, I finished the dark gray penguin, the 5 baby sea turtles, and then I didn't check off the axolotls yet, but I did put 4 out of 5 because I've made 4 out of 5 of them. I also in total have 17 items on here. Out of those 17, I have made 10 items so far, so more than halfway done with my pre-yarn order arrival list. Let's freaking go. So I am happy about that. I'm honestly proud that I've crocheted so much, especially since we have still been so busy with everything, but I've been managing to get my crochet in. I've been staying up late doing it, and I'm actually proud of myself for it, and I'm excited for this market too. So hopefully my yarn order should be here soon. I'm honestly kind of shook that it's not here yet. I totally thought that it would be here by the time I finished filming this little part of the video, but I guess it's not here yet. The last time I checked, it was driving along the beach, but hopefully it'll get here soon. And the next time I pop back on here, I don't know if it'll be later on today or maybe tomorrow, but I'll do a little bit of a, not really a yarn haul, I guess, but more of a little unboxing, showing you my first reactions and just showing y'all like all the new colors, any colors that I haven't tried before. If any of the yarn skeins just feel awful, if any of them feel really nice, I'll let y'all know all the tea on the yarn when I pop back in. Hey y'all, today is Thursday and I did not get around to filming yesterday because my fiance actually randomly had the day off, which ended up being perfect because since she did get her new car, we've still been having to take that in to get serviced, to make sure it's all fixed up and good. Even though it's a new car to us, it's a used car, if that makes sense. So it's not a brand new car, it's used, but new to us. But we're just making sure everything's good with it. So yesterday we were able to do that, and we also had to drop off and sell her old car. So we were able to get a lot done yesterday. And even though I wasn't able to film, I was actually able to get quite a bit of crocheting done. And my yarn order also did arrive, and I'm excited to unbox that with y'all in a bit. But first, I just want to show y'all what I did end up crocheting yesterday. Normally, I would have let a busy day like I had yesterday keep me from getting any crocheting done, but I've been super motivated to try to cross off every single thing that I have on my market prep checklist. So I've been keeping a go bag with all of my current projects, everything I need, a little bag of polyfill, a bunch of different hooks, all the different yarns, everything that I could need. I've been packing it in a bag, having it ready to go at all times. So yesterday I was able to easily grab that and go. And between several different locations, being able to crochet only for a few minutes at a time at each location, I was able to complete 6 chickens. And I originally only had 4 chickens actually on my list of things that I wanted to prep this week because I thought that I was out of black and white of the Parfait Chunky, but luckily I was able to find some scraps. I actually found a full skein of black that was hiding, so I had more yarn than I thought, which was awesome. So I was able to get all 6 of the chickens done that I wanted to get done for this market. So now if we pull out my handy dandy board, as you can see, as for my little pre-yarn order arrival checklist that I had, I have crossed off everything. I made 2 more items than I thought I would have made by now. So now all I have left on my list is 1 scrunchie, which will be so fast and easy to make, and a mushroom cheeky turtle. And back to the chickens, I did use Parfait Chunky for the bodies of every single one of these chickens, except for the blue chicken. I'm not sure if you're able to tell, but he is, at least in my opinion, a little bit bigger than all of the other guys. Let me show you what he looks like up close. So for this guy, I have talked about this yarn in my previous videos, but it is, I can't remember if it's Chenille Home Slim or Sweet Snuggles Light, but it's one of those two, basically interchangeable yarns. I also can't remember which colorway this one is in because I did buy this yarn before they stopped like manufacturing it. And now, at least in my Michaels, they do have Sweet Snuggles Light back, and they have a shade called Denim that looks really similar to this one, if not identical to it. And I don't know, I'm like, is that the shade that it was before? But for some reason, I don't remember it being called Denim. I can't remember what the name of it was called, but Denim doesn't sound right. But the denim that they do have at Michael's right now, that one is really, really similar to this one. So if you are wanting to get a similar color to the one that I used for this guy, I would definitely recommend that one. And while we're talking about the blue chicken, I also used purple for his comb instead of the auburn color that I used for all the other 5 chickens, because the chickens in the Stardew Valley video game, the blue chickens, I should say, in the Stardew Valley video game, they all have purple combs. And so that's why I made this guy with a purple comb, because I wanted him to look like the chickens from Stardew Valley. And I did actually get this yarn on Amazon. I got this yarn when I first started doing markets and everything, because it is a lot more affordable and it arrives a lot more quickly than if I was to order yarn on Premier. And so I really, really like this yarn that you can get off of Amazon. Here, I'll show y'all what the skein looks like in case you want to get it for yourself. So here is the yarn. Hopefully you can see it well. Hopefully, there we go. You can read the name of it. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. If it's like Omoe. That's so embarrassing. But it has this really cute little cat on the label. And I highly recommend this again, especially if you are first starting to get into markets and you're trying to build up your yarn stock, and maybe you don't have the money yet to put into a big Premier yarn order, or you don't have the time to wait for the yarn to come. Highly recommend this stuff. I'll definitely link it down below as well. This kind of yarn, it doesn't have a name for the colorway. This is just the purple color, I guess. And they have a lot of other different colors as well, in case you guys are wanting to work with any other color of the rainbow. As for the eyes and the beak of the chickens, I used the same yarn, same colors for all of the chickens. They all are Parfait Chunky, and the eyes are black and the beaks are mustard. The only chicken that does have a different eye color than the other chickens is the black chicken, since obviously if I used black yarn to make eyes on a black chicken, it wouldn't show up at all. So I did use the color Fog, still in Parfait Chunky, for his eyes. As for the combs, all of the natural colored chickens have the same colored comb. The natural colored combs are all made out of this Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth in the colorway Pumpkin. As for the bodies of these chickens here, I again did use Parfait Chunky yarn. For the black chicken, I used black. For the brown chicken, I used cocoa. For the cream chicken, I used cream. For the gray chicken, I used fog. And for the white chicken, I used, and I know this is gonna be such a shocker, but I did use white for the white chicken. How surprising. For all 6 of the chickens, I did use a 6mm crochet hook, and I will also link the crochet hooks that I use down below, because I hear a lot of other people talking about their crochet hooks and how they like special order them and they're expensive from different companies. And y'all, if you know anything about me, it's that I'm not bougie at all. I'm always looking for a deal. I mean, one day it probably would be really nice to have some really nice quality crochet hooks. But y'all, I literally got these for so cheap on Amazon. When I first started doing markets, so 8 months ago, almost a year ago, they've lasted me this whole time. They come in this little felt case. It comes with a bunch of different sizes. It also came with sewing needles and stitch markers. It has everything you need. So if you are watching this and you are new either to crocheting or to markets, if you just need more crochet hooks, if you're not trying to like spend a bunch of money, definitely I recommend these, or just going on Amazon and looking for any kind of crochet hooks. They have a bunch of different crochet hooks for really cheap, or if you're needing specific sizes, just typing in the size crochet hook that you need and you can find some for really affordable. You don't need to be going and getting all these expensive crochet hooks that people are always talking about. I feel like these work just fine. They work great. I'll definitely link them down below if y'all do want to check them out, if you're looking for some affordable crochet hooks. The only thing that I will say is that I think it is my 4.5mm crochet hook. I did end up breaking this one. This is the only one that I've broken though, and I use almost all of these, well, not I guess as much the smaller sizes, but these bigger sizes over here, use them all the time, every single day, have never broken them. But the 4.5mm one, I don't know if I was going too hard, if it was a problem with the hook. I did break that one, but the other ones also solid, all good. So again, highly recommend this pack, or just shopping on Amazon for your crochet hooks. Again, you don't need to be getting these expensive crochet hooks. I mean, if you have the money and you can afford it and you want to treat yourself, 100% girl, you go for it. But if you're like me and you just like don't have that kind of money to be spending right now, Amazon, they got you. Anyway, let's get back to talking about the cute little chickens. I'm not trying to be out here making a whole Amazon ad or anything. I'm not sponsored by Amazon. I am an Amazon affiliate though. So if you do click on any of those links, it doesn't charge you anything. You don't have to pay anything extra, but I think it does help me out or something like that. But I honestly just want to post the links to help y'all out, because I kind of struggled at first. I was thinking I had to buy all these kind of like crazy things to be like a real person in this crochet community, but you really don't. They have such affordable things. So I just wanted to let y'all know. But again, let's get back to these cutie little chickens. I did get this pattern from Loops and Knots Crochet. She so graciously gifted us this free pattern that you can find either here on YouTube in a tutorial version, or as a not PDF version, but a photo version, I suppose, on Instagram. I highly, highly, highly recommend not only this chicken pattern, but also her Instagram and YouTube channel as well, with all of her patterns, tutorials, everything. When I was first getting into amigurumi and into markets and making plushies full time and everything, her tutorials really, really helped me, because I feel like I've said it a million times, but I was making wearables for years and years and years, and I know a lot about crochet, but doing amigurumi is a whole different beast from doing wearables. So switching over was a little bit tricky, just trying to understand all the different kinds of techniques that you use for plushies that you don't really use for wearables. And her channel helped me so much between all her different tutorials, her patterns. She makes the cutest plushies too. All her patterns are so adorable. Again, highly recommend her channel. She's out here doing what I could never do. I don't know if I could ever make detailed tutorials and tips and tricks videos like she does. She's out here doing real amazing things. I'm just out here showing the things that I make every week, but you know, we all have something different to offer. But again, highly recommend. I'll have linked down below both the YouTube tutorial and the Instagram pattern for these guys. And then from there, you'll be able to find her whole channel and Instagram page and everything. Again, highly, highly recommend her, especially if you're a newbie to the plushie game. The way that I originally found this pattern was from actually watching all these other YouTubers, crochet YouTubers videos on their market recaps, bestsellers, all that kind of stuff. And almost every single person out there was saying to make the chickens, that the chickens hit, the chickens sell so good. And they were pretty much all saying specifically the Mabel chickens which that pattern also looks really cool. I still have it in either my cart or my wish list, something like that. I've had it in there since I started making these plushies a long time ago, and I just at the time could not justify paying that kind of price for a pattern because I hadn't had any other markets yet at that time. I was prepping for my first ever market. So basically, I was spending a lot of money on the business, but I hadn't earned any money yet. And I'd already bought a ton of patterns, and half of them I didn't even make. Half of them I probably still haven't even made to this day. So I just couldn't justify purchasing another pattern when I already had all these other patterns in my library still to make, as well as all of these free patterns that I was discovering you can find all over Instagram, YouTube, everything. Again, the Mabel chicken pattern still does look so cute, and I totally would try it one day. But I honestly feel like I kind of prefer these little guys because I love the cartoony look that they have. I love that they look so similar to the chickens in the Stardew Valley game. That game just means so much to me. It's so near and dear to my heart, and so I love getting to make little guys basically from that game. I just think they're so adorable. I also love that they are different from the Mabel chickens since you do see those a lot. These ones offer some variety. So chances are if you are at a market where there's multiple other crochet vendors and they are also selling chickens, they'll probably be selling the Mabel chickens, and you'll probably be one of the only ones, if not the only one, selling these kinds of chickens. And again, I'm not trying to like spread hate to the Mabel chicken pattern. It is the original one that I did want to get. Again, it's still either in my cart, on my wish list, something. I still might try that one out one day. Don't come for me, the creator of that pattern. I'm sorry. I needed to save some money at the time, and these guys do so well for me as well. I sell them for either $7 or $8 each, and y'all, at my first market ever, I brought 5 of them and I sold 3, which was fantastic for that market because I sold barely anything at all. So these were definitely my like top seller, and they also either sell out or almost sell out at like every other market that I've ever brought them to before. So I kind of feel like if it's not broken, don't fix it sort of deal. But I just really love these guys. I think they're so cute. So again, the Mabel chicken pattern is also super cute, but for now I'm super happy with just making these guys. And again, if you are newer to amigurumi, newer to crochet, I highly recommend this tutorial and all the tutorials by Loops and Knots Crochet. They're all really good and very high quality tutorials. These guys are actually also so fun and quick and easy to make. If you know anything about me, you'll know that I hate having to batch make anything. I just get so burnt out. I just can't do it. I can't make the same item multiple times over and over and over again in a row. I'll just want to stop crocheting in general for like a week. It's pretty bad. But with these guys, I don't find myself doing that at all. I only had 4 on my list. I would have been proud of myself for only making 4. And I wanted to make 6. I was having so much fun. And I literally still want to make more too. Like, with all the neutrals, because I also have this toffee color that I think would make a cute chicken, and this seal color that I feel would make a good chicken. And I'm also about to unbox almond butter acorn. I feel like those 2 colors would make super cute chickens. So point being, this pattern is really fun. So if you are having to market prep a bunch of items, definitely recommend this one if you're having to batch make a lot of things and you don't want to keep getting bored of making the same thing over and over. But that's everything that I've crocheted since we last talked, and now let's finally get into this yarn unboxing because y'all, they sent me a big box this time. I don't know what the difference was from last time. If you watched my last time's premiere yarn haul, they sent me my yarn in a bag, which they'd never done before. They usually always send it in a box. This time I ordered, I think, even less skeins of yarn than I did last time, and they sent it in a box again, not in a bag. I thought they were going to send another bag, but they sent a box. So let me go grab it because we got to unbox this. I'm so excited to see these new colors, and I really got to start picturing and crocheting these projects that I'm needing to get done before my market. Y'all, they sent such a big box. I feel like this is such overkill. Like, did I really order enough yarn to warrant this box? I feel like I did not. That's just how I feel about it. But let's open this box, shall we? We almost got it. Alright, y'all. Finally got all the tape undone. That was kind of crazy. Didn't cut any fingers off. Let's see what we got. Ta-da! Packed up all nice and neat. Kind of. It kind of got tossed around probably, but it's all good. See what we got. Oh, see, this is what I like. I like how they send a little calendar and they're like, these are gonna be when we have our sales. So we'll definitely have to be checking those out. Oh, they're already having a sale right now because today's the 6th, which, by the way, y'all, my birthday is tomorrow, and this does feel like I'm opening my first birthday present, so I'm glad I get to spend it with y'all. This is like my little present to myself, you know, because look at this first beautiful color that I see that I was so worried that I was gonna regret ordering this color, and I don't. Oh, it's beautiful. It's the seaweed salad, and it feels so soft. Like, I just want to cuddle with this. Again, it's the seaweed salad color. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's gonna be so perfect for all the little Christmas plushies that I want to make. And then this color here, I've also never used before, but this color isn't new. This is just rose. This is one of the colors that I'm planning to use for the mermaids that I'm making. Oh, and then here we have one of our skin tones, which again, not a new color, but I've never used this shade in Parfait Chunky before. I've only ever used this shade in the basics Chenille Bright, but I have worked with this shade before because it's a good, like, just peachy skin tone. Sorry if there's a weird cut, y'all. My phone just randomly decided to die, but we're back in business. And this shade was called Shell. That's what I'll be using for a lot of my different characters, Santa's, elves, mermaids, whatever that we're making. Oh, here I see another skin tone that I've never worked with before. Oh, this one is so soft too. Again, I've never worked with this yarn before, but that's only because every time I've ever tried to purchase it, it's been out of stock. So it's not a new color, it's just frequently out of stock. But this shade is the teddy bear shade, and I feel like this color will also make such a good skin tone as well as a hair color. So definitely will be using this for all my mermaids and whatnot. The next things in this box are just some boring ones, so we won't go too in depth, but it's just some more black, which, by the way, this skein feels good. It feels great, very soft. Another skein of black, also very, very soft. Another boring shade. Ugh. And I'm so disappointed. Y'all, this feels disgusting, and I'm upset because the skein I was just having to work with, or the scraps of this skein that I was just having to work with, felt gross. Ugh, anyway, let me just show you. It's here, it's white, and it feels nasty. It feels gross. It feels like it's gonna hurt my hands to work with. It's gonna give me arthritis, but gotta power through. Ugh, that's so disappointing though, because I need to use this for so many projects, and it feels, oh, I don't even want to touch it anymore. You guys, I ordered 2 skeins of white, and the other white is not on its own. It's in a bag. Not me holding it like it's some contamination or some evidence of some sort holding it away from my body, but I'm scared. Ugh. Oh, yeah, it feels the same. Gross. Don't want anything to do with it. Oh, now we can finally get excited again, though, because we have another new color. This is the color Carrot. It is the new Parfait Chunky orange shade that they have that I've never tried before. I've only ever used the tangerine shade before, which maybe I should get my other color shades to show y'all a little comparison in case y'all are trying to do some yarn shopping and want to see how the different colors compare. Let me grab the tangerine. Alright, so here we have the tangerine color compared to the carrot color so that you can kind of see the difference. I feel like on camera the tangerine is coming up a little bit more yellow than it actually is though. But this one is more of a vibrant, more neon orange, whereas this one is, I mean, it's what it's called. It literally reminds me of the color of carrot juice. It's a very deep orange compared to this very bright, more neon sort of orange. So I really like both of these shades. And I, don't get me wrong, I'm really happy that I ordered carrot. This one is perfect for what I want to use it for, but I almost wish I would have. Actually, I might have enough scraps. I mean, this is a lot. This is a lot more than I thought I had of tangerine. This is like almost half a skein, so I might be good. But I feel like they both serve different purposes. You know what I mean? But I really like this carrot color though, especially because I am planning to use it to make carrot noses for my snowmen, and it's the absolute perfect shade of orange. And the next color in the box is another color that I've never tried before, but this color isn't a new one. Ooh, it feels really nice and soft too. But it is the pale blue, which I am also planning to use on the mermaids along with the rose color. So I'm planning to use pale blue and rose on the mermaids. I think that they look really nice and cutesy together. I wanted it to be like pastelish colors, so I think these really do that job nicely. And next in the box, we have one of my favorite colors, which is not new to me or obviously new to Premiere, but it is this one, Sea Glass, which is very similar to the mint shade, but a little bit more vibrant, which is why I like having both of the colors to kind of have a variety, because this sort of color is really, really popular at markets, at least at the markets I go to. People really seem to enjoy the items that are made in this sort of minty color, so I like to have a lot of variety of the different minty tones, and I am planning to use this color to make the turquoise, well, mine won't be turquoise, mine will be sea glass colored, but the penguin that I'm planning to make. And next we have another kind of boring color, but it's actually one of my favorite colors. It's mustard, and this one, I don't really use it as a main color in many projects, except for chicken nuggets, I guess. I do use this color to make chicken nuggets because I feel like it looks just like the like breading for chicken nuggets. I don't know. I'm vegan, y'all, so maybe I'm wrong. But I just think that this color is really pretty. Like, it's just like a golden, nice color, but I mostly do just use it for accents on my pieces. So like for the penguins, for their little feet and their beaks, and like for the chickens I just showed y'all, I used mustard for the beaks. So I just use this color a lot. Always make sure that I have it on hand. And I'm excited about the next colors that I see as well. I see the rest of my skin tone, hair tone, all those kind of colors. So first, oh, this one's so soft too. We have almond butter, which again I'm planning to use as a skin tone, a hair tone, all that good stuff, and also planning to use for the reindeer. I think this would be a really nice color for them. And again, this is a new color in Parfait Chunky. So again, that's why I'm really excited about getting to use this one. And the next color I'm about to pull out is another shade of brown. This one is not new to the website, but it is new to me. It is this acorn color. And I'm planning to use this color for the gingerbread men. At least I was planning to use this color for the gingerbread men, but now I have so many shades of brown, I'm really gonna have to decide what I want to do for each of the pieces. And now that I've actually unboxed the last shade of brown that there is to unbox, I want to show y'all kind of like how I did with the oranges, what the different browns look like next to each other. So again, if you are wanting to shop for some Parfait Chunky yarn, you're needing to buy some brown yarn and you don't know what color to get, maybe this can help you out a little bit. So the darkest brown shade of Parfait Chunky that I have, and this is one that I didn't get in this yarn order, but I already had at home, it is this chocolate color, which, excuse the messiness of the yarn skein. I have used it quite a bit, but this is the chocolate color. And the next darkest shade of Parfait Chunky that I have is gonna be this cocoa color, which is another one that I already had at home, but this color is also actually new. I'm pretty sure I ordered it last time and it was new last time at least, and I'm pretty sure it's still new. So these are the two darkest shades. The chocolate is definitely a lot darker than the cocoa. There's also a shade that's even darker than the chocolate, I'm pretty sure, that's called espresso. I've just never needed a brown, at least so far, that's any darker than the chocolate, so I haven't had a need to purchase that one. But now we finally are gonna get into the ones that I just now opened. So next we have the teddy bear, I feel like would go next on this list. So now we have chocolate, cocoa, and teddy bear all next to each other. And now to add in our fourth color, we have acorn. So here we can see what they all look like in a line next to each other. So I honestly feel like the teddy bear one looks more golden almost than any of the other colors. And acorn is almost just a more muted version of the cocoa, I feel. But here's what they look like so y'all can see. And now let's add in actually our fifth brown skein. I forgot we have one more to add in, the newest color, almond butter. So now we've added in almond butter, and now I'm really struggling to hold up all this yarn and trying not to drop it. But as you can see, almond butter actually seems really similar to the teddy bear. It's like a lighter shade of the teddy bear. So I almost feel like acorn is a lighter shade of cocoa, and then the almond butter is a lighter shade of the teddy bear, sort of. But yeah, that's all the different browns. They all make for really good, again, skin tones, hair tones, and I'm excited to start using all of those. And back to our box of yarn, we actually have another color comparison coming up. And I'm excited about this one because it does involve a color that I've never used before. And this is the color Summer Squash, which is also a brand new shade of Parfait Chunky. So this one is again both new to me and new to Parfait Chunky. And it is this really deep yellow shade. It's a really nice shade of yellow. I wanted to compare it to this one, which is Sunshine, that I also ordered. and so that you can see the difference. I've used this sunshine color before, but I've obviously never used summer squash since it's new. And this is how they compare to each other, which is exactly what I was hoping, because I already knew that I liked this shade of yellow, but it is more of a pastel shade of yellow. It's a bright pastel though, not super super pastel, but like a brighter pastel color, and I really wanted like that deeper kind of yellow color. So this one is absolutely perfect. I'm so happy that I picked up both of these skeins. And I also wanted to show y'all how it compares to the color Mais, which I also talked about in my yarn shopping video, and I have it right here. I already had it at home. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a yellow shade, but I said it in that video and I'll say it again now. It looks very orange to me, not really yellow at all. Honestly, in that video, I think I even said it looked kind of golden, but in person, it really doesn't even look golden. I honestly feel like it just looks golden on the website, but it really just looks like orange in person. But here is how it compares to the other yellows. So, I mean, I feel like I kind of was right. I said it felt like Mais in Sunshine gave birth to Summer Squash, and that really is kind of how it looks. So I am very happy with my purchase of both of these shades, and again, excited to work with the Summer Squash for the first time ever. And next we have our one skein that is not Parfait Chunky that I'm really excited to finally have, but it is the Premier Basics Chenille Brights in the color Cotton Candy. Where's the color at? There it is. Color is Cotton Candy. And if you've been here before, you might know I was trying to make this zombie bear in time for Halloween. And I thought I had two skeins of cotton candy, but I only had one. And then when I went to put in my yarn order, the only color of the entire Premier Basics Chenille Brights line that was out of stock was, of course, cotton candy. So I couldn't even order more at the time, but now I finally have more, so hopefully I can finish that zombie bear whip that I have soon. And now we have another color that's not new to Premiere, but is new to me. And I'm really excited for this one because it's another one that I'm planning to use for almost all of my Christmas plushies. It is Poppy. And I guess I should also say it's semi new to me because I have used this color in the Basics Chenille Brights before, but never in Parfait Chunky. And again, my plan is to use this color in combination with the Seaweed Salad color. They looked so good together on the website, and now it's time to see how they look together in person. All right, here are our two colors. And I feel like they look so perfect together. It's honestly like almost better than on the website, and I loved how they look together on the website. They just match each other so perfect. Sorry if the angle's weird. I'm looking at them for myself for the first time too, y'all. I'm trying to get a good look at them. I just feel like they look so perfect together, and I'm so happy with my decision. Oh, I can't get enough of it. This seaweed salad is just, it's probably one of my new favorite shades of Parfait Chunky. I love it. And we only have one final skein of yarn in our box, and this is another exciting one because this is another new shade. Oh, and it's so nice. Let me take it out the bag for y'all. This is the shade Marshmallow. And this one is so nice. What was I even planning to use this for again? I somehow justified this purchase by saying I was going to use it for one of the projects. I can't even remember which one now, but it's just because I've been wanting to try this color so bad. I go through all of my whites, creams, pretty much any neutrals so fast. So it honestly wasn't hard for me to justify purchasing this because I know I'm going to go through it. And I just also was so curious because I was like, how is this gonna compare to cream? Because it looked really similar to cream on the website, but it somehow almost does give that like toasted marshmallow type of look. I don't even know how to explain it because it's not gray. Like, it's not gray, but it's like it's almost burnt, but it's not brown either. It's just like, let me grab the cream and the white that I have so that we can like compare the three of them together. Maybe that'll be better than me trying to find the words. So here I put the marshmallow in the middle. So on this side over here we have the cream, and then over here we have that nasty new skein of white that I just opened. And hopefully y'all can see kind of what I'm saying, but it is definitely darker than the cream. So the cream is just, you know, like a pure off-white, but the marshmallow almost has a hint of like a brown almost in it. It's hard to explain, but because it's not brown, it's still like a creamy color. It's so hard to explain. I almost feel like it kind of looks like the shell color as well. Actually, I don't know if that's true or not because shell is obviously more, you know, peachy, I suppose, and this one is more of that rustic brown. I don't know, this color is still, even though I have it in person now, I still can't even describe it, but it's so pretty and I'm so excited to work with it. So that is all the skeins of yarn that I had to unbox. I'm so happy that I finally got all of that yarn out of that box because it was taking up so much room in my little tiny house. So I'm happy to have that all out of there. But now I don't know if y'all can see, it's all over my bed. So now I gotta try to fit it into my yarn wall somehow, which that's just gonna be a struggle on its own, but we'll get to it when we get to it. I think that this is actually where I'm gonna leave y'all for this week's vlog, which I'm sorry that it was only a 2-day long of recording, but at least I did update y'all with what I've been making, showing y'all the cute plushies. I feel like that's what matters most. Plus, I've probably been talking so much. This video is probably so freaking long. Y'all are probably like, thank God she's not recording any more days because it's already been too long. But since my birthday is tomorrow, I think my fiance is planning some fun little things. I said I was fine just hanging out at home. I can do my crocheting, whatever. But she likes to spoil me. I think she wants us to go somewhere, so I probably won't get any crocheting done tomorrow. But hopefully Saturday I'll start really grinding, start making new stuff so that I have a lot of fun things to show y'all in next week's vlog. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. If you enjoyed this week's video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. I would really appreciate it. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to see more of my face and my cute little plushies on your feed. Also, make sure to leave a comment down below. Maybe comment what your favorite plushie was that you saw, or maybe your favorite shade of yarn, or if y'all have been crocheting, let me know what y'all have been working on as well. I always love to hear what all of y'all have been making. Or if you're more like me and you're more of a shy girly and you don't like to leave word comments, then leave a yarn emoji down below because I just ordered so much yarn. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video and have a magical rest of your day. Bye-bye! Okay, I would love to have a thumbnail picture where the chicken is atop my head. Oh my god. Can I balance it? Can I get 2 chickens in my hands? Ah! Can I edit it together, you think? Like this? Ah! See, how was I thinking to do that? I'm tilting my head. Like, girl, how is a chicken gonna stay on your tilted head? Ugh, the struggle.